Hola tribe. So welcome to the House of Kai. Today we're doing a medicine oracle read. If you are not a subscriber, please like, share, and subscribe. And if you are following, thank you so much. Yeah, it has been super intense. Super intense, and I do apologize. Over the last week or so, I have not been as consistent as I wished I had been, or I had been in the weeks prior with the readings. And so that'll change. I'll get back on track, and I do apologize for that. Some personal stuff, some holiday stuff, all of the above. So hopefully you're doing wonderful in your world. I'm doing wonderful in mine. This journey is pretty freaking amazing. All right, so, I ask. What story needs to be told today, right? What is the message? What is the highest information and level of consciousness that the collective, that the New Earth Order is intended to know today? And may I be a channel, granting them access to that information and the medicine to bring it about. Love it. Revolution. Well, ain't that the truth? We have gone through some seriously intense last few days, and we are at the revolution. The revolution is at hand. I do apologize. My allergies have been fierce the last couple of days, and I'm feeling a sneezing fit, so you've been warned. Wow. Moving forward, we have all that we need. We have all that we need. It really is the consistency of showing up on a day-to-day basis and owning the light within ourselves in order to create the revolution that we are here to create. And that can mean so many things. That we are at extremely high intense energies, and people are so easily triggered right now, right? So if I was to claim any one perception at this moment in time, it would trigger a whole bunch of other people and tell me why. Even people who agree with the perception that I have, oftentimes my delivery and manner of it may seem, well, the word unapologetic came up. And that may be true. Truth. There really is no apologies with truth. It just is. It just is. It's not about being greater than or less than or dominant to. Truth is simply truth. And when you receive the truth, oftentimes it's not what you want to hear. And that's okay. That's part of it. And that's the blessing of being truth. But at least you're in the vibration of truth, right? So you may not like all that you hear, yet you at least have choice. I often tell people I give more information and details than is necessary. And why do I do that? Because if I give you all the information, then now you have choice. And there is power in choice. If I was to ask you a question in order to get an answer that I'm looking for, right? And it might not be even that I'm looking for a specific answer, but if I wanted to plan an event with you and I ask you a series of questions in order to get an answer so I can get what I need from the conversation, well, I've now rendered that other person powerless versus, it not being a surprise event, which is the whole key of that, is that I offer information. So instead of asking a bunch of questions so I can keep you in the dark, I tell you a bunch of information so that you can actually add to the event if that was in what you wanted to do. And that's powerful. And not only is it powerful for the person that I'm giving the options to add to the event, it's powerful for the person who's hosting the event, right? So when you look at life in this way of there is power in information, and everyone has the right to make choice. Everyone has the right to have the power of choice. And so holding back details and information is, a power play. It really is a power play versus the vulnerability of giving information. And how is that part of the revolution? Well, that's what we're here to do. We are here to move each being forward in a place of love and understanding. And in order to do that, we must provide information for each other, right? And so this is just absolutely gorgeous as she's holding the lotus flower in her hand. So pretty, so pretty. Beautiful. And so, sorry guys, itchy nose. All right, what is the... Oh my goodness. Oh, I love it. Okay. So, child of the light. This is what the revolution is about. We are now in a time of moving the revolution forward and owning the light of who we are. A lot of people are seeing this version or that version, and they think they have to pick a road, and I choose the one less traveled by. Neutral, right? I can look under the umbrella of any path, any phrasing, and there's going to be some level of unhealthy or manipulation or lack of integrity. Yet when you yourself stand in the light, in your own personal integrity, you will always follow the path that is meant to be yours. It's only going to bring you more integrity, right? If you're standing in a push-pull situation or one is more powerful than the other, one is more all-knowing, when you stand in that kind of a foundation, then you're actually on a crumbling foundation. It's not... It has no wherewithal because it doesn't have true integrity, right? I will often explain to people that you cannot stand for unity by standing in separation, okay? So if you yourself want to create something, you can't be standing in what it is not in order to create it. You can't be standing in a place of anger and hatred and create love. You can't. This is impossible. You can't stand in, as I said, harmony, unity, grace. You cannot create any of those things and stand in something that is not those things. You must be standing in those places in order to create those things. Now, you can stand in lower vibrational things and eventually get to those things, but you have to chip away and take the roadblocks in order to do that. And that is really this path. I apologize, I had seen two cards here. So the path that we move forward in, and it's the blessings of the sun, the blessing of the light inside of us. That light inside of you is what's going to move you forward. And if you're standing in something other than that, if you're standing in a separation at any level, then you're only going to create further separation, right? So it's not about having an opinion greater than someone else or believing that one is more powerful than the other. It really is neutrality. It is love. Love is neutral. Yet I think a lot of people believe that, you know, the phrase tough love, right? Love is discipline. Love is discipline. I don't like that necessarily all the time either, but it's true. But it's true. When you look at this place of integrity lines within love, things that are acceptable and unacceptable, and I have no guilt or shame surrounding my decision for making those choices because I know that I'm rooted in love. Sorry, some cat action going on. Because I know that I am rooted in love, then I am rooted in love. I do not need to explain why my decisions are what they are. I just need to move forward in love. If that triggers another human being, that's okay too. That's their lesson to learn, right? And then I get to look at, does that serve me? Is there something I need to learn from having triggered this person, right? Or am I doing exactly what I meant to do for that person to learn and grow? And so it can seem difficult because, you know, we were taught to be good boys and girls, right? We were taught to behave and to love everyone and put them first, and put yourself first. Put yourself first. Love you first. You must love you first. You must guard your heart. There are too many beings out there that would love to take your power, right? Or your energy, or whatever they can from you. There's a lot of people out there that will try to manipulate you any way they can, and most of them don't even know they're doing it. So let's be very clear here. Some people are conscious of it and they're extremely deceitful. They exist. However, a lot of people don't even know they're doing that. And the only way they'll learn that lesson is that somebody else in front of them has enough integrity to tell them or to stand their ground. I mean, that's the true revolution. The true revolution is happening on a one-on-one basis, on a small group basis, on a social media basis. It's happening through the integrity of oneself and holding that truth, being unwavering in it. And people have a lot of lessons to learn right now. A lot of people are showing up with really deep wounds and thinking that they deserve more than what they're showing up with, right? They believe that because they think they're somebody of greatness, or they offer something to the table, or just because they exist, that they themselves deserve a place of power, and that's not true. We are equal here. We are equal here. And everyone is in a place of power because they've claimed it for their own. That's it. You claim your own power. That's it. That's how that works. All right, let's see. Woo! Oh my goodness. And Ganusha. Determination. Determination. As we move forward on this revolution, we will need determination. We will need to come from a place of determination. And the card right underneath, you know, I'm just going to go with it, is the spiritual practice. Owning your personal spiritual practice, whatever that is, in order to create this revolution that we're stepping into. Focus. What we put our focus on is what we will create. If you're focusing on the lack of things, then you'll create that too. And so I know from my own being that in the last couple of weeks and months, I've been really reevaluating how I want to move forward with what I offer to the tribe and to the people, and what would serve best. These readings, in my opinion, are just a little nugget of information that I wish to offer people, because I have so many people that come to me for soul advisory and information that I kind of look at as story time, right? Story time is just a fun way of getting the information out there to people and offering them a potential outlet of medicine. I will, in fact, be looking at doing longer videos where this is the reading and then you continue on and we actually go through a tutorial of medicine offerings to help us along the way. So not only will you be getting a reading, you'll be getting more information of how you can integrate a practice in that day, and whenever the reading comes to you, to support your growth on the journey itself. So, and last but not least, my favorite deck here. I just absolutely adore this deck. I don't think I could get enough of it. It's so good. I know for myself, once again, weeding through the beings who lack the integrity to walk the path of the revolution. They spoke a lot of key words, but they themselves didn't hold the vibrational integrity of what those words are. They showed up far less than what they presented, and as heartbreaking as that is, because you had wished you found your fellow brothers and sisters to walk with you, I would rather live in truth knowing that it's okay. It's okay that they are not at that place. And that I'd rather walk the path alone, owning my light, than having to walk with others. And I know there'll be others to walk with me. Yet I would rather walk in my own pure light than believe that I required of another person to walk it with me, to be of that light, So take that into consideration. We're in a very interesting time where people are kind of melting out of our lives. Woo, child, are they talking or what? Discernment. That's exactly it. Right? So are we not in a place of discernment? Oh, I love that. Looks like an elder, right? Just wrapped up in a blanket. Knowing. Deep inner knowing here. Deep inner knowing. In order to achieve this, we must truly love and honor ourselves. Know to the core of our beings that who we are. I've spoken with a lot of people who have used words and terminology of being of the light or a healer or the Christ-lighted. And I have seen quite the opposite energy. We came from a time, hundreds of years of a time, of people saying a word and just simply being fooled by the word, right? So instead of, the word had no root in a vibration, and everything is about the vibration. So just because someone said they're a healer, does it vibrationally match, or are they just boasting, right? Or are they trying to convince you of something? Is it in their bones? Can you feel it vibrationally from their being? To be a Christ-lighted being it's a sacred path to walk. It's an honoring path. It is not one that ever overpowers another. It simply claims its own power, right? And so the revolution ahead is claiming your own personal power and dancing the dance amongst the tribe, right? So just kind of finding out your flow and energy amongst your brethren, to know what part it is that you best serve within the tribe, And there's going to be times that you don't want to be within the tribe is, doing their own thing, and you have your own thing to do, and there are other times that you come together with that tribe, and that's what this is all about, right? How can we support each other? How can we grow and move this revolution forward? Because it's here. It is now. All things that we have done work for, those of us who have done the deep shadow work, consistently looking at our stuff, owning one's emotions, right? If you yourself have an emotion, any emotion, it is your emotion, yours. Even if there was somebody else that assisted in triggering that emotion, it doesn't matter, it's your emotion. So looking at those things, looking at your own purified waters, right? So here, I was speaking to someone the other day. This is probably the best way to claim discernment and do the medicine on a regular basis. Allowing yourself to become present with the vibrations inside of you. How do you do that? You drop in, you close your eyes, you breathe. As you sit and breathe, scanning inside of your body. Notice where it's effortless, and notice where there's some distortion, like your feathers are ruffled a little bit, or you almost don't want to breathe in a certain area. And then go directly to that place and meet it. Have a conversation with it. Get a breath there. Find out what you're holding on to and clear it from your waters. You're in charge of your waters. You must keep purifying them. Otherwise, they become contaminated. And then we ourselves become contaminated, and we're lower vibrational beings. You have the power to keep purifying your waters on a day-to-day, moment-to-moment basis. That's powerful. That's some seriously powerful medicine. As we move forward, we do so with determination and discernment. Owning the light within. Oh man, look at this, the revolution. That light, can you see this lotus flower here? She literally has it's like a light beam around a lotus flower. It's pretty powerful. Pretty powerful. She's literally carrying the light home. Carrying it home. Oh, so exciting. So exciting. So, that is today's message, and I believe it is the December 2nd. As we move forward, it'll be today's December 7th. So, 2nd, we are at a time of determination and discernment, my tribe. Determination and discernment. That's amazing. Again, thank you for joining me today. I had so much fun. If you would like to follow this channel, I would love that. Please do. Like, share, subscribe. Check out, if you're local to me, there's different offerings in the local area that I do. I also offer one-on-one sessions with people doing breathwork, healing, corrective movement therapy, functional movement, energy healing, and soul advisory. So I would love to help you on your journey. Have a blessed day. Mwah. Peace out, yo.